Hey, AfterBuzzers, we are talking about the insane season finale of Younger. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I love this song.
It's great. It's catchy.
Right? It's so catchy. It's called Why, which I feel like a lot of us are feeling
Oh,
right now.
yes.
These are my very
sure.
talented friends, the Face Plans. So go check them out. They're all over social media at the Face Plans. They're awesome. I have so many emotions and I cannot wait to get into it, but before we do, let's introduce ourselves. I am Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel. And I have a full panel of lovely ladies. Where can they find you?
Hey guys, I'm Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43, and I'm in the live chat, so keep the conversation going. Let us know your theories and thoughts, and we'll give you shout-outs.
Hey everybody, Rhelin T here, and you can find me on Instagram at Rhelin Taylor and on Twitter at Rhelin Taylor as well.
And I'm Allie Nasta. You can find me on Twitter at Allie Nasta and on Instagram at Allie Girl.
Oh my, okay, I just want to get one word of how each of you are feeling after this episode. One word, guys.
That's not possible.
It's literally, I think mine is lies, lies, lies.
I guess I have two.
What? 2 words.
What now?
Right?
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh, I know.
Well, actually, I have it. Liza.
No, that's my theory. I literally have that. Lies, Liza. That's what her name stands for.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was my big realization.
But for real,
I
okay,
like that.
okay. There's so much to talk about that I'm like overwhelmed. But let's break it down. Let's start
Okay.
with a really funny couple to watch in this episode. Diana and her
Yes.
boy toy, Richard. I loved this. I loved seeing them like try to talk to like technology, try to like send nudes, and she's like, "Oh, nudes? I'll set up a photo shoot."
Yeah.
I know.
And I guess he's living with her, and they seem like a real couple.
Yeah, leave it to Diana to find the classiest way to like send
Exactly.
a picture of herself.
That's so Diana. I also think it's interesting because we all thought that Richard had a little bit of quirky and weird, but I feel that we sometimes forget that Diana's quirky and weird, so it works. It's just like two weird people together, so it works now. Now I'm like, oh, he's weird, but so is she, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it was still teetering, and I still stay by my prediction from last episode.
No.
I said he's gonna go back to his wife for some reason.
You said that last episode.
I said that last
Did.
episode.
Oh, man.
So I feel like next season, I just think it's kind of falling into place a little too perfectly. And then once we realize he's a douche, then we're going to be like, oh, remember that time when we all thought he was super weird? And that was a sign.
Tears for Diana
Well,
already.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
I seriously love her, and I'm so glad that she's so happy because you
Yeah.
can really see a change in her personality and her demeanor, and she's not awkward towards Charles anymore. Like, she doesn't really make those weird comments.
I know.
But also, like, you guys have said that I think it was Sam last week, you said that he was going to manipulate her, or was it someone in the live chat? Someone said that he was going to manipulate her. And so I
Into
can't.
what? Like
And
in-
just
Some
like, I
type
don't
of way, because
just
because
like-
he's
yeah,
a,
like just in
because
general.
he's a
Okay.
psychiatrist.
Yeah, so he's like
or-
getting into her mind.
Yes.
So it was hard for
That
me.
was. I forgot about that.
It was hard for me to set those feelings aside because I was like, even though he's weird, she's in love with him. I love them together, but now I can't get that image of like maybe him manipulating her out of my head. So I'm like kind of like it's like tainted now. I'm like, when is he gonna screw her over?
Yeah, I feel you on that because it's just like the realist in you, like waiting because it seems too good to be
Yeah.
true. They get along really well. They're having great sex, and they're sharing a parrot. The parrot, I think, is hysterical.
No, the parrot is hysterical.
I love. She's like, "I'll bring it to work." Like it's not a dog. It's
Bring your parrot to work day.
Guys, I hate parrots and all those birds so much.
I don't like
I love
birds.
parrots.
My little. Have you
Fun
ever
fact.
had to
Scared.
sleep with one in your home?
What do you like if someone in the house had a pet parrot?
What is that like?
You have?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Well, it depends what kind of parrot because some are louder than others.
Yeah, all I know is that like late at night and then at like 6 a.m. you're like, "Ah!" And then they put a blanket over it to make it stop, but it doesn't work.
Hold on a second. Can you do that noise again of a parrot?
Sorry,
Sounded more
guys.
like a little bit of like a meow.
I cannot.
The cat.
It's,
Okay.
it's really awful.
Well, I've never had to live with a bird in my house, so I have no.
I'm actually kind of scared of birds, even pigeons.
Really?
I don't
No,
like birds.
actually,
Pigeons.
So,
I caught a
pigeon would
once.
not be
Pigeons are dirty.
the book I would pick up.
they are.
She's a hater, bird hater.
Sorry.
I'm there too.
Why, guys? I like love parrots. Fun fact. I used to like volunteer at a bird rescue, and I would like help train the parrots.
Well, I'm gonna get you one for your birthday.
We need to get her
Fun
one.
fact. This is where my dorky side comes out, guys. But I love one of my favorite scenes of this episode. Was when the group of school kids came in and the parrot started mimicking, didn't talk, but was moaning and maybe hinting at something going on. What do you guys think he was mimicking?
Literally, as soon as they didn't shut the door and they like did a glimpse of the bird, I was like, oh no, this cannot turn out well. Like I was like, I thought he was gonna be a little bit more like risque of what instead of he said faster. I thought it was gonna be way more risque than that.
Oh, me too. I was like, get them out, get them out. As soon as he started actually talking, not just moaning, I'm like, get him out, get him out.
Yeah.
Who knows what he's gonna say.
Charles to the rescue. I was like, you go,
Charles felt so awkward. He's like,
I did. He's like, all right.
She was like, oh,
The kids already have their smartphones out there, like,
yeah, that's gonna go on YouTube.
YouTube.
That was so funny. And then just, yes, going back to the them communicating through technology while they're away from each other. Okay, I loved when they were like laying together in bed on FaceTime. I thought that was so cute.
That's cute.
She's like, I wish you were here, and he goes, I am. I mean,
like
you're not.
You're not actually.
That's the point of the comment.
Hang out.
That kind of would have annoyed me. I would have been like, but I want your body. Like, that's what I want. Like,
I want
you're
your
not
body.
here.
True. But I love that it's like typical Diana for him to be like, send me pictures, or what are you wearing? She goes, not much. Clever response, I will say, on Diana's part. For to be like,
nothing much. I was like,
what's up? Nothing much. What are you wearing? Nothing much.
I might have to use that for Future Bay.
Right?
I was like, wow, Diana. Let me use this.
But I feel like when you're like, send me a pic, it's not like, go schedule a photo shoot, spend hours editing, getting them together, and then send me a pic. It's like they want it now, but she schedules this whole photo shoot.
Love it.
With this woman that originally has all these like real women
models,
over 40 or whatever, and Diana's like, they're not real. They're not real. They're models. But she gets that photographer and takes some beach nudes.
Yep. And loses her dress
that she
to
came
the
in.
ocean.
That
I
would
thought that
suck.
the girl could have just went in and like snatched it real quick. Or I would have, if I were Diana, I would be like, F it. I'm just gonna go in there and just get my dress back.
I mean, I thought it's polite and obvious that the photographer would give her some of her clothes.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I made her. I mean, that is, if I were the photographer, I would have been taking the clothes off my back and been like, whatever, I'm so sorry. Here.
Yeah,
She
she
was
was
even ran into the ocean. I like what you guys were saying, where she should have gotten it.
Yeah. I
It
feel
was
like it was
barely
like,
in the
It
ocean.
wasn't
Yeah.
like it was
It was
all
like-
the way in the, like the shore. Like, oh, I can't.
Where is it?
Where is it? We don't know. Sorry.
Like, go get it.
Yeah.
But that would be like super awkward if you're just like stuck on the beach, on a secluded beach. However, it's not, because there's kids playing Pokemon Go.
taking pictures doing because the Pokemon Go takes a picture. I would have been
It takes
mortified.
a picture.
It does.
Yeah.
I've never played.
I would love
I haven't either, but
if there
I've
were-
heard.
I have. Gonna be real about that.
You're like, I've caught them all.
No, I kind of just like gave up. I was like, whatever, this was fun for a minute. But you can take a picture of like the Pokeball when you catch it, and I've taken some really funny ones of like, you know, where they are, like someone will be talking and it's just like in the middle of their face. But I'm just picturing Diana's naked body and like a Pokeball. And like a Pokemon creature right around it, because that's what the picture is taken of the ball and the Pokemon.
Oh man.
I wonder if it was
that'd be
like when
hilarious.
she had her back turned, if it was like on her ass, like the Pokemon Go, like this.
That would have been cool if they would have included that. I will say I would have laughed very
Yeah.
hard.
I would have liked that
Yeah.
as well. But she was just hiding behind that tree thing.
Well, thank
Tree
God for the
thing?
tree.
Yeah.
know.
Without that, it would have been
Yeah.
very exposed.
Which just rolled around in the sand, I guess, like dug herself a hole and been like,
Yeah.
Like, what would have you guys done in that
I would have
situation?
ran in the
I
ocean.
would have called somebody to bring me clothes.
too.
Like, I guess I would
She
have
never
called Liza.
phoned, did she?
I don't know.
Where was all of her stuff? First of all, like, don't you need a hotel key if you're
Yeah, I
staying
don't know.
somewhere?
I don't know. I would have called Liza for sure, because that's my assistant, or that's if I'm Diana.
I would have ran in the ocean and yelled at the photographer to grab me clothes, and I would have not got out of the ocean how cold I was. I would be like so frightened.
Try to make some clothes out of sand. Try to make like.
Okay, but if you're already running in the ocean, like, just go get the dress.
well, I mean, it depends how far.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
At that point, I'd be like,
no, come back.
I'm making a sand bra.
You're gonna make a sand bra?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a sand bra.
That seems like it would work really well.
Yeah, and try to make some
Like sand underwear.
Yeah.
I thought for a second in real life this was something you were doing.
No,
I was so interesting. Where are you selling them at?
Right.
Yeah, no, I would just try to like get some sand, just like.
Raylan's working real hard.
Yeah, I would just get a little water, you know, like.
I mean,
Hey.
might be the next big thing.
It might be the next big thing.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to
and-
go get this patent before somebody steals my idea.
Hillary News, awesome. She's very strong about this. You said this was a secluded beach. That's what Diana said.
Yeah,
so
that's
true.
true.
I love this because it's hilarious. I mean, it's just kind of a nightmare. Like,
Yeah.
think about a nightmare that you think isn't real when it's happening. You just pinch yourself. You're like, maybe this is nightmare, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not nightmares.
It's literally
It's
the worst.
real life.
I couldn't imagine.
I'm calling
I
somebody.
couldn't imagine either.
Like
Yeah.
no clothes, nothing.
Oh, well, speaking of no clothes or stripping down to no clothes, picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. You're stepping into a better day.
Whoa.
I like the
Think
way that
about it.
Diana
sounds.
could have used that.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
could have.
Underwear is the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off. Why would you settle for anything less than the best feeling underwear on the planet? MeUndies focuses solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you've ever experienced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs a while back, and honestly, I can't imagine wearing anything else. It makes each day that much better.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
Really?
this sounds very
This
interesting.
sounds really comfortable.
Listen
Yeah.
now, though. For the price of 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver your favorite pair of underwear right to your doorstep.
Oh, so I don't even have to, like, go to the store.
Yeah.
No traffic.
That's amazing.
I know. Try them on. And if they aren't the most comfortable, best feeling undies you have ever had, they'll refund you and let you keep your first pair for free.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Dang.
That's great.
I mean, I will say it's like returned underwear is like, I'm glad they don't give that to anyone.
Yeah,
So,
true.
definitely good call for you guys.
Unless it
Included,
was somebody's famous.
oh,
Maybe I want somebody's famous.
sell those on
underwear.
eBay, I guess.
Yeah, but then only if it was, like, guys' underwear, like Josh
Raylan,
or
you're
Charles.
being a little creepy
If
right
it
now.
was Josh and Charles, I would be
I'd
like,
take
you know
it.
what,
I'll buy it. Double the
those.
price.
Can I have those underwear?
Price for 4 cocktails.
Well, guys, included in the price is the sweet touch of Modal, a special fabric made with best-in-class raw materials that are scientifically proven to be 3 times softer than cotton.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
The uber cozy undies, I can't say undies right now, are sold exclusively on MeUndies.com website, where you'll enjoy shipping in the U.S. and Canada. And for a limited time, guys, everyone here that's watching gets 20% off their first order.
Oh, that's great.
That's
Yeah,
such a
that's
good deal.
awesome.
So the price of 2 cocktails and 20% off.
Yeah, so you
Dang.
have to go to the special URL, MeUndies.com/comfort. Pretty easy.
I like that. That's easy to remember
MeUndies.com/comfort.
because you want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With the MeUndies Better Day Guarantee, you have nothing to lose. So don't wait any longer. Go to MeUndies.com/comfort right now for 20% off your first order. And I think that's what I'm going to be giving some people for Christmas.
We need to
Yeah.
give Diana this. in
Yeah,
this
we do.
episode.
Yeah, that's a great Christmas gift. You know who wasn't comfortable this episode?
Who?
Kelsey.
Yes.
Kelsey went through some stuff this episode.
She did.
This poor girl. Okay, well, first of all, I would like to say how much I would be so mad if I was, it's very nice of Lauren to let her stay at her parents' place,
Yeah.
but, like, respect the fact that she has her own room. You're gonna move in Max, and then let him what's that thing with the weight?
The weight, yeah.
The
bench press?
The weight
The weight
bench,
The
yeah.
bench press, yeah. In her room, and he's like, yeah, come. And he was the guy was like
the
laying on
bed.
her bed. How mad
Yeah.
would you guys
Sweating.
be?
I would be real.
Sweating on her bed.
I am first of
Yeah.
all like I'm kind of like if you've been like out all day, like sitting in your bed with like jeans that you sat in like so many different restaurants and desks, like I feel like it's just already gross. So
Yeah.
like someone working out and sweating in your bed is like, oh,
So
like,
gross.
That's gross. No, I'm going down there like, girl, we need to talk.
And,
House meeting now.
and Lauren was not understanding at all the fact that
Yeah,
Kelsey was
which I
like,
didn't get it.
yeah, she was first like, yeah, the bench press, and then what did Lauren say? She was like, yeah,
Oh, yeah, so
he's
muscular.
yeah,
Well-
and then she was like, it's in my room.
Yeah, it's true, but I have 2 things to say about that. First and foremost, I forget that I know that Kelsey's living with Lauren's parents, but I forget she's not paying. I don't
Yeah.
even know if I knew she wasn't paying.
didn't
I
know
thought
that
she was
either.
maybe giving them some rent. So it's not like I understand what Lauren did. I also think that they were trying to push her out.
I was just gonna say that.
Too.
I think Lauren's trying to figure out but also Lauren has such an aggressive way to do things that this was like she's pushing her out and literally pushing her out rather than like doing it in like a slow but surely like way.
Yeah.
So
And it's not fair. Like, give someone a heads up. Say, hey, listen, it's been so great living with you, but I really want to move in with Max, and I don't think we'll have enough space. Like, would you mind trying to look for a place? I'll give you like a few weeks.
Yeah.
There you go. Rather
2
than like
months. 2 months. I
2
would give
months.
her. Yeah.
I mean, 2
that's
months.
nice.
She didn't even get a day. Literally, she was walking home. She thought that Lauren was moving
Out.
out.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I get the whole house to myself. Like, she didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no.
Boo69Bs in the chat said Lauren's dad is a creeper. He was creepily staring at Lauren's boyfriend. And Lauren's dad is a creeper. He hits on
He's on
Liza
season.
all
That
the
is
time.
true.
Oh my god, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
he is very
Weird.
creepy.
And he was sweating on that bed while the boyfriend was doing the bench presses. And
So
I was
weird.
like, where are your hands, sir?
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't
didn't
like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then when you think like it,
Oh, wow.
right?
Like
wow.
no. All right.
Thanks, no
Okay.
thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then when you think like it couldn't get worse, she's now having problems with Perfect Colin. Well, Colin originally, like when they were off at this event and their parties were on the same night, there were like all these issues, but they seemed fine. They were escaping off together.
You know what? Last week I said that Pippa wasn't a bitch, but now this week I take it back.
She's
Colin.
totally taking passes at Colin. She's flirting with him. It
But
made me
she's not even-
uncomfortable.
I agree with you on that, but I don't think she's the issue. I think Colin's the issue.
Well, but the thing is, though, he literally left the party to come see her. He's been making so many steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
So the way that the last episode ended with him saying he didn't want her to move in was a little. I was taken aback by it because that's
Yeah.
nothing that we've seen so far. Because he's been the one stepping in, making the progress, showing Kelsey he wants to be there for her, and then as soon as she makes one step, he's like, no. Typical guy.
Right?
Seriously.
Oh,
But
that
like
is so
you
true.
should
Things
have
get
that
too hot.
conversation, 3 to 4 weeks.
True.
If it's like 3 weeks,
Yeah.
she had been there for
A day.
like barely any time at
yeah.
all.
She literally said, hey, can I stay with you a few days while I look for a new place?
He was like,
And-
yeah.
And Kelsey's an independent woman. Like,
Yeah.
she was gonna find her own place. So it made me so mad. And here's the thing, my thoughts on Pippa. Yes, Pippa is kind of a bitch. Yes, she does flirt with Colin. And yes, she does seem like almost possessive over Colin.
Yeah.
However, I don't think she's the issue in the relationship. I think she's just, like, annoying in there. I
Yeah,
don't think she would affect
definitely.
it. But Colin is the one that messed it up in this episode.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
He just, I was totally taken aback by his actions
Yeah.
and reaction to her staying at his place. Because that's nothing that we've seen before, and I just don't think it's fair, considering Kelsey's the reason
Why
he's so busy and
Exactly.
can't focus, and needs to focus.
This
like,
is the thing she gets, huh?
seriously.
Kelsey's been sorry. Kelsey got you that deal that you
Yeah.
have. Are you seriously? She can't stay with you for a few days.
Yeah.
It really, honestly though, I do agree. It just feels out of character for him.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Makes him look
Yeah.
bad, especially because people were thinking, well, some people who were watching probably thought when he asked her to read the the book, like he was using her. So now it looks like,
Yeah.
so now that you
were
got what you want, are you just going to step back completely? I don't know.
Yeah.
How did Thad die again? It was a
That didn't.
No,
Oh, that
yeah.
He got.
He got
was
like
it?
something
the
Yeah,
skyscraper like fell on him when they were constructing the
Construction,
building.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that Colin, maybe Kelsey should orchestrate that. It'd be like a trend. It'd be like a theme,
right.
you know?
You want to break up with me?
Why?
Do you want
I
to
will-
die?
Make something fall
the
on
only
you
way out.
and kill you.
Do you know how my fiance died?
Oh,
I killed him.
Yeah, I would pull that. I'd be like, "You want to do this to me right now? Do you even know?"
Sounds like a healthy relationship. It's
Yeah,
a way like to keep a guy
definitely.
close,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Write an advice book.
Yeah.
How to keep a man.
How to keep a man threatened with
AKA
death.
how to threaten your boyfriend with murder.
Well,
So sweet.
speaking of threaten, I was really mad at Emily this episode because Emily, when they were all like sunbathing, and then Emily's like, well, if you dig really deep, you can find Liza on social media. And then Kelsey goes off, whatever, because Liza knows what's up. I also love that Liza knew that if she said she wanted to try one of the drinks,
Yeah,
that
Kelsey
that
would go get it for her.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
think
that
that
is-
I didn't think that either. I was like, oh, perfect timing.
Because what if she was like, okay, go get it? What would Liza say? You want to come? I guess she could have been like, you want to come with me? But I feel like at first, Emily seemed very sweet about it. She was like,
Yeah.
my lips are sealed, it's not a big deal. And then she was like, but I really need to write a story. So,
I don't think I trusted her just because she seems so fake, and like the way that they got all introduced to that. Like, I think she's obviously a lot smarter than she leads on to be, and so that's kind of like her cop out is to be like, you're gonna think I'm this way on the outside, but really, I'm smarter than you think.
I think Liza should just write her a book, like write something else other than that dog story.
Well, now she might, because she went behind that. Okay, that made me so mad. Instead of facing. Like, listen, I get that could really hurt her career, but then to go behind someone's back, do you know how much that's gonna hurt you? You promised this girl a book deal, and she wants to write a life advice book from the perspective of her dog.
Well, I just got mad because as soon as she announced the book, I was like, stop screwing yourself over.
Right?
That's
She
always
keeps
a bit,
digging herself a hole, and it gets it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and she can't get out of it. And it makes me so angry. Like, I was like shaking my head at her this entire like hour finale, because I'm like, Liza, you could literally like do so much better for yourself, and you could get yourself out of this, but she just keeps putting herself into it.
Now that we know that Kelsey knows the secret, now you have to tell her, oh, and by the way, I did a book deal behind your back.
By the way, I'm so sorry. You left. I told you guys to have some of your like own time together. I was doing that to manipulate you because I wanted to do this to benefit me.
And I lied to you about Charles. This is supposed to be her best friend. I didn't know why she lied. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but I didn't know why she lied about that as well.
That's
like
everything.
If Kelsey's supposed to be her best friend, then she needs to be like, listen, this is what happened, okay? Like.
And that has nothing to do with her age. Like, you can tell your best friend that you kissed someone else.
Your boss.
That way, because every single time Liza tells Kelsey anything about Josh, it makes Josh look like a dick.
Yes!
For the longest, like for every season.
She always throws him under the bus and makes him look like the bad guy, and I don't respect it. It's not fair.
Yeah.
And also because Josh is always the most understanding. Like, he always is there for her, has done everything, and like wanted to make this huge gesture, and then she's just like, oh yeah. And the fact that she let Kelsey continue to talk about it. She should have just stopped her and been like, okay, this is the thing. We were having issues. I was really upset. Like, it was my fault.
That's why Josh walked away that one other time too, because he was like, I can't do this anymore because your friends keep thinking like,
I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy, so I can't do
that's
this.
right. I remember.
Yeah, I remember that one big fight that I think they were even being rude to Josh at dinner.
They
Like,
were.
because that's what a good friend would do. If you thought that Josh did all of the things that Liza makes it seem like he is done, I would hate him too.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you still with him?
It's
Liza
totally
this
not
season.
fair. And yeah, because it was when that was the issue. It was that he didn't want her in the article when that's what she wanted. She didn't want to be in the article.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Ashley Powell in the chat says Hilary News. She said, I felt so bad for Kelsey when Liza went behind her back and sealed the book deal. That was awful.
Yeah.
And then Ashley Powell said, actually, Emily said she was going to tell Kelsey about Liza, but Liza beat her to the punch so they can drop the book.
That's true.
That's not why. I actually don't think that's why she told her.
I don't think that's why either. I think she kind of hit a place she's like, I have to tell her. Just because of all of the, I guess, what happened with Josh, what happened with everything, I think that made her get
I think
real.
that's true. They probably don't have to go through with the book, but
because it technically was just a verbal deal. Just
but she did announce it, which is like awkward.
Yeah, that
and
is awkward.
Kelsey's gonna find that out, that she announced it in front of everyone. That's embarrassing. And if anyone writes about that on social media, it becomes bigger than just like you saying it at a party.
Especially
Well, see, I've thought this since the first episode. I mean, I think that it is going to just be this awful explosion, and she will be a pariah, but then she'll write a best-selling book about it.
Oh.
I would like that a lot.
Wow.
I would really like that. I love that theory. But yeah, I don't know. I also think she told Kelsey in like the most underwhelming way possible. Like it was like, oh, by the way, this is my daughter. That's how you start it?
First of all, Kelsey just told you that Colin just didn't want her there.
Yeah, like this is just another way where it makes it about Liza.
Yes,
and like
she's
it's all
so
about her. And like
selfish
it's
all
not
the time.
fair. And this is
not.
just another example. And it's like, of course, we've been waiting for this. And you're right, it was underwhelming because we've been waiting for this for the past couple seasons. We're like, when is Kelsey gonna find out? Because that's the closest person that she has besides Mags, besides Josh, besides her daughter, that she would tell. And so I was expecting it, but I was like not like on the edge of my seat, like, oh, is she gonna tell her? It was just kind of like, whoa, she told her.
And even when she told her, it was just like nothing. Like it bothered me. I did get some like emotions because Kelsey's face. I mean, she like was stunned, as anyone would
I
be.
think I thought her look kind of looked like damn bitch, you're crazy. Like that's what it looked like when she was like looking at Liza like.
I mean, imagine putting
You're
the pieces
creep.
together. You're the person
Like
from that book that the
all
woman wrote
things-
about.
Yeah, and all the things you've told me, all the conversations we've had, and you're
Is that
about
why
to be
you and Josh
41
broke up?
in a few
Yeah.
weeks.
Well, it's
Like-
just she can never. I feel like you'd never be able to trust someone like that
Yeah.
again, and rightfully so. With Josh saying those things to her, it was like, yeah, you're just like
Yeah.
you're not a trustworthy person.
I know. Like, imagine if I were to be like, guys, by the way, I'm actually turning 41 in a few weeks. I have 2 kids
I would
and
definitely,
an ex-husband. You would be like, who the F are you?
Like,
I know.
I'd be like, Allie Sam.
Right? Can we get her off the panel?
Like, I'm kind of scared. Do you think she might want to kill us too?
Yeah, that also raises questions with that because they were the last person together, and then she's gonna. It's just gonna be a mess.
There's
It's a
so
mess.
Okay,
many
here's what I
things.
think, though,
Oh,
guys.
God,
I
so
think
messy.
that because, she really doesn't have anyone else. Lauren and her family, nope, she's not going back there. Colin, not going back there.
she's desperate.
So basically, she is at her weakest point, Kelsey. And Liza tells her this information. And I feel like she might be a little bit less angry because she's like, well, who else do I have right now? I guess I just kind of have to go with this.
Be
Or
forced to understand
you
her
think-
situation.
Or I feel like if this happened to me, I would want to like make a big decision, a big life change at this point. Because I'd be like, my best friend ditched me, my boyfriend's an asshole,
Yeah.
and my other best friend is a completely different person than I thought she
Yeah.
was. I
Yeah.
need to like check myself and just.
That's a really great point.
I would just start fresh. I mean, she can afford a hotel for a few nights. She has a good job.
Speaking of start fresh, I thought that Liza was going to, when, we'll get to that, I guess, when Josh and her have her final talk, their final talk. I thought that she was going to run away again like she did the last time.
Oh, Liza.
Like remember how when Kelsey was mad at her, she was like, oh, I'm going to leave Empirical, I'm going to work at a...
right.
So I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
that she
yeah,
was
yeah.
going to go to that extreme and be like, oh, so are you going to...
I'm glad they didn't because I'm like, been there,
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
I completely agree. But
But
let's.
Hillary News, though, real quick,
Oh.
she's so good, in the chat, this girl. It was selfish, but she was going through a crisis.
I
Kelsey
agree.
was.
It was. Kelsey had a really rough day. Like that sucks. She was going through something. She needed a friend. She didn't need that friend to choose out of all of the days to
times.
spill your beans. This is not the only day you could have done it. The fact that
Yeah.
she chooses a day her friend like really needs her. And okay, I will give her this. Kelsey does need Liza a lot. Kelsey does rely on Liza. However, it's not every day that she's like, hey, my boyfriend sucks and kicks me out, and my best friend pretty much pushed me out of her house. I really need you. You know,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen all the time. She's been chill the past few weeks. Why didn't you tell her then?
Yeah.
Liza's feeling overwhelmed, so when Liza's feeling like, oh, well, I'm overwhelmed, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
not about you all the
Yeah.
time.
And speaking of Liza annoying us, but also it was satisfying in a way, let's talk about Liza and Charles.
Really satisfying.
Okay. I have some things to
my
say about
God.
this.
Oh, I want to hear him.
Charles
I
is
can't continue.
definitely coming on strong. Like,
Oh, yeah.
way strong.
I'm
Bringing
into
up those
it.
stories, like, for sure. But I also don't like that Liza, like, plays this, like, innocent type of girl to him and, like, totally blocked out the fact that she had a boyfriend. Like, obviously her and Josh were going through things, but, like, she did not once, like, you didn't even see it in her eyes that she was thinking about him. So this leads me to the whole, like, I'm in love with you. We can get to that later.
Yeah.
Don't believe it, but, she just did not even think twice, so it's not fair that, like, she was in that situation kind of, like, playing a different person.
The positive that I liked from their interaction with one another is that usually in other episodes we've always seen Liza say something to Charles, and she's always, after she says something, like, why did I say that? And then this time
episode.
we saw Charles
that's
say
true.
something like, Danish, good choice. And then he walked away, he's like, good choice.
I
What did
know.
I just say?
Yeah.
So I
So
was like,
cute.
oh, you're so cute. But then other than that, I was like, I hate you, Liza.
Yeah. It just stinks because the way that we were set up for the Charles and Liza was kind of set up for failure. Like, we
Yeah,
couldn't enjoy it as
true.
much as we did the first kiss
Yeah.
because of, like, what we knew in the back with Josh happening, with, like, the
know.
whole struggle. At least
Yeah.
for me. I don't know about you guys,
No,
but I felt
yeah,
a little...
because honestly, this is the first time this season that I've felt like Josh really loves Liza. Like, I knew he loved Liza, but this season, I was like, he's all in,
Yeah.
and she wasn't all in. I feel like maybe she was more in the past few seasons than this one. So I was like,
I
now
know.
I've lost all sympathy for Liza, and I had so much more sympathy for Josh, especially when him and Mags went to go get coffee together.
I will say that, but listen, guys, just think about it this way, okay? You know how Team Josh I am. Like,
Yeah, I
love
know.
Josh. I think guys, I know guys love the chase. And Liza's running away, and so it's making him be like, oh my god, I love
so
her.
true.
I want to marry her. But like otherwise, if she was just normal, you know, not into some other dude, not lying about her identity to all these other people, maybe she wouldn't be like that, and maybe Josh wouldn't be as in love with her.
Yeah, that's a great point, because it is like last time when Liza was like, I'm ready to do this, I want to do this, he was like, not
That's
sure,
so
and now it's like
true.
opposite.
I agree
always
with that.
happens.
With the love cocktail, which is just like, you know, when you're in love and you have all these chemicals telling you they're perfect, this is great, I'm getting a temporary high when I'm around you. The average lifespan of love cocktails are 2 years, unless it's a secret affair. But here's the thing, as much as it's not...
What are you talking about, Renee?
When you're in love with someone, and so
Like, what dictionary are you getting this in? Is this a book we have
Oh,
not
no,
read?
I took a human intimacy, marriage, and family class.
This is all new information, I think.
sorry.
I was like,
Well, this is okay. So basically, a love cocktail is like when you're at the peak of being in love, and this is when you're thinking, "Oh, there's no one else in the world like this person. We're meant to be together." All like false things that we tell ourselves. Like we have multiple soulmates. Whatever. Moving on. And that's
I'm getting a lesson right now. I'm like, how can I apply this?
that high that we feel when we're like, this person's meant to be with us, whatever, I love them unconditionally, all that, it wears off after about 2 years. And that's when couples usually break up, or sometimes they're already married and they want to get divorced, which is a lot more socially acceptable nowadays. Sometimes they stay together and miserable, which is more common for past generations. Or you can transition into real love, which is kind of not, there's no more chemical high telling you that they're perfect anymore, but you love this person regardless. I think Josh is still on that chemical high, still drinking the love cocktail, because in a sense, Liza is like a secret affair. Because to everyone else, she's this 26-year-old cool girl that works at Imperial. Like, she's a different person. So I think that's why he's still like obsessed. He still has that emotional obsession with her, and that's why I think he's like, marry me. You're perfect. This is perfect. Because it is still secret. And I think he's drinking the love cocktail.
Interesting.
That's my theory with it.
That was a good one. We all are like, huh? Like jaws dropped.
Cocktail.
I have like, that was like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Brain blast.
Whoa.
Jimmy Neutron.
But like, we got so many burns in this episode, guys. Okay, so I loved the scene when Liza and Charles are dancing, and I also love the song "Take My Breath Away."
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yes.
that song melts my heart. I would also start slow dancing with Charles. Actually, I would slow dance with Charles to any song. Okay,
That smile of
It's
his.
like Eminem. I'm like,
I can
let's
slow dance to Charles with
Take
no
my breath
music.
away, yeah.
right?
Yeah, like
Anywhere.
you just like Charles does his little flashy smile, and you're like, all right, let's
I'll
do
be there.
this.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Anecdotes of when he was young. I was like, when you were young.
When he lost his virginity, it sounded like, which is kind of a random story to like tell,
Yeah.
you know, someone you like. Like, what if I was slow dancing with a guy and I was like, hey, me and Jordan Lip, you know, senior year of high school. He went away to college, and it sounded like there was farting noise coming between us, but it was so romantic.
And they're just
sorry, digress. I digress. Slow
Liza's like,
dancing.
no,
for a
I'm
while.
sorry. I like it. Tell
Shouldn't
me
be telling
more.
you all these stories about me, but you like it, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
that was how he said it. He wasn't actually embarrassed. He was like,
Yeah.
I know.
oh, sorry, I shouldn't be telling you all
And
these
she
stories.
literally
You turned
goes,
on.
I like it.
Yeah, she's like, I like when you tell stories. Tell me more.
And she like
them.
leaned forward. She was like, I like it.
Tell me
Yeah.
more
It was-
virginity.
It made
stories.
me a little uncomfortable when she did that. I was like, Liza, girl.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
she's-
he's still her boss.
I hated all the
Let's
lies
not
that she
forget.
was telling him, though. I was like, oh, shut up with this
My
babysitter story.
babysitters. Oh, my babysitter's.
You know what? I will say, like, I thought that Charles was going to be the first person to find out, and the first person she was going to, like, tell.
Yeah.
Because I thought that she was going to end up in love with him. As much as I was Team Josh, I thought that that's who she's going to end with. But now my mind's totally, I don't even know what's
everything,
happening.
yeah,
I'm
we
so
don't know.
mad because I wanted Charles to be endgame, but like with this finale, I'm not sure because now it's almost like Charles would be a rebound.
Yeah.
But let's get to Josh
Yeah.
because my heart broke twice in this episode. Once when Liza was kissing Charles, and then oh my gosh,
coming
Josh,
back with the
I
champagne.
screamed.
I did too.
I
Me too.
lost it. I lost it. And then when you think can't get worse.
Marry me.
He writes "Marry me" in rose petals
and Charles
on the
sees
bed.
it before Liza.
Oh my gosh!
I knew something was going on in the room. Obviously, it wasn't Josh because he was gone.
Yeah.
But I knew, I was like, what is he looking at?
Yeah.
And
he's like,
FYI, she opened her door while they were kissing. It's like, oh no, like, let's just stop. But sorry, the door was somehow open.
Yeah.
That's like kind of easy to fall into.
That's true.
Yeah, and I didn't like the fact that when she was talking to Charles about Josh, she didn't call him her boyfriend. I'm like,
yeah, she's
really?
like Josh and I.
Josh and I.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so you're over it. Okay. But I guess she was. She was saying she was over it in the beginning of the episode. She's
But
like,
not to
I'm
him.
going to have to end it.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's like if you were dating a guy and he like decided you guys are over
yeah.
but didn't let you know.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the
Everybody else
episode,
knows.
when
Yeah.
she was talking about him, she literally was talking at him as if they had broken up. Let's not
Yeah.
forget the last episode ended with the sunset, and he was like, "It's like our worlds are colliding
Yeah,
together."
so that's
whatever.
why I
all
was
this.
shocked. I was like, whoa, you feel like this?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? And then, all of a sudden, you love him. I'm over it. I'm over her, like, indecisiveness with him. He's too, like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't know if he's sipping off the love cocktail or not, but I'm just like, seriously, he's doing everything that, like, a girl could possibly want, and then she's just like, I don't know.
I know, like it literally took her to go to that seminar with the Get Real woman and her ex-husband
Oh my
being like,
God.
call her, okay, and poor Liza's like run to the back. I don't even feel bad.
Of course
Not
she would
for
answer the
Liza.
phone, though. I'm like,
I know.
Why?
Well, because then it would go to voicemail. I think it was on speakerphone. Was it on speakerphone? I don't remember.
Oh,
well, yeah, but
that's
I
what I
didn't
was
even
thinking.
think about that.
I didn't either. I was like, I thought the
That's
same
smart.
thing. I was like, you are so annoyed that you have to have the last word on this thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
That makes sense, because then it would be like,
please don't tell me-
hi, it's Liza Miller.
Right? Like, that
God.
would have been real awkward. But this freaking
Oh.
ex, I didn't even care about the ex. To me, he's, like,
Me neither.
irrelevant. Like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, you still want her. But it made that, like, 2-minute phone call with the Get Real woman to be like, what is it? You don't love him? She's like, I do. And then she's like,
I do.
I do love him.
You're
I'm
just,
sorry.
she took a stranger to tell you this.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
like, you just kissed, you made out with your boss that you've been like flirting with for months, that you liked, that you were thinking about being with, and then was like not sure about that and was gonna dump Josh, but it literally took someone to be like, you don't love him, for you to be like, no, I do.
I love him. Like
Yeah.
a princess. I love him. I mean, I'm just.
And then she told Charles, it felt so like, oh, this feels so good. I was like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
So then I was like,
that was sexy
oh.
though. I'm not gonna lie.
I
That
know it was sexy, but I was like, damn, Josh thought
Charles is so
this,
hot.
though.
I honestly, when they were in the copy room, I thought he was going to shut the door and then she was going to be like, I'm sorry, that meant nothing. And then there was just going to be like Charles and Liza, and it was like be this hot steamy thing, but that was total
I feel
opposite.
bad for Charles. I mean, listen, I like he did know he was intruding on
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah.
And he feels so guilty. And he doesn't even know though all the guilt that Liza should, and I think she does feel. But
Yeah.
she just got, he
Yeah.
is taking so much responsibility when really, I mean, this lady is like
Crazy.
hiding
Yeah.
like bodies under the bed,
Bodies.
basically.
Well, there's two things that I kind of was like questioning with this whole situation, which one, let's not forget he did give her a pass. So who's
Yeah,
not to
that's
say that
true.
free pass could have been
That's
this
what I thought
weekend
she
in
was
the
gonna
Hamptons?
use.
That's very true and a very good point.
So
That's
why
what I-
couldn't she be like, hey, I was just trying to use my free pass. You gave it to me.
That's what I was thinking that this whole time I was like, I think she's probably going to use, or I think we said it last week that we thought she was going to use her
Yeah.
free pass in the Hamptons.
But then I guess the free pass doesn't matter because he wants to marry her? Like, I'm
I don't
confused.
really know.
That's what
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
that annoys me
He
as
kind
well.
of pushed her
He
out a
did
lot of
that.
times this season. Like, he was like,
He's like, I want this that you already told me you didn't want. I want this that you already
Yeah.
told me you couldn't do. And here's a free pass. Go have sex with someone else. And then when she's like about to have sex with someone else, he's like,
Marry me.
you're a liar.
Yeah.
How could you do this?
I saw you with him. I was like,
I mean, I think he
Okay.
had an epiphany. She is a liar. And I think that is why she ended up telling Kelsey, obviously, and all
Yeah.
that. You reach a low.
Yeah. 'Cause she was
Like,
like, I'm not a liar in her brain. She's like, I don't want to be a liar. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think it's like when the other options outweigh your lying option, like the other options basically with that girl outing her, could be worse. It's like, oh, maybe I should be honest now. No, it's just like convenient for you to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just, she, honestly, like, this episode annoyed me so much just because of Liza. Like, I loved the episode, but I've never been more annoyed with Liza
Yeah.
before in this whole show.
yeah, me too.
Like, our main character is now, like, the one I like the least. Like, I
least.
love Diana. I still love Charles. Now I love Josh. I feel
Love
bad for Josh,
Kelsey.
too. Love Kelsey. don't love Colin anymore, and I'm surprised that I don't. But I forgive Lauren and Max because I think they're cute, and maybe you do make a good point that she is probably trying to like push her out. Because like your best friend's living with your parents for free, and like girl, if you can afford living on your own, maybe like go live on your own. But Liza, like girl, make better decisions.
So Ann N in the chat said AfterBuzz is saying everything I've been thinking about Liza during the finale. Usually I think you guys are too harsh on her. I love this show and I worry this will end the show to make Liza the villain.
You think so?
Whoa.
That's what Ann said. Ann said, don't look at me.
That would be so interesting. I don't think I've seen a show do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like making the protagonist like the villain at the end.
Well, what was did you guys get to see? Because I DVR'd it. Like there was the interviews after with some of the people, and like I mean everybody was really harsh on Liza as a character.
Josh said team no one. I was like, wait, no.
Yeah,
don't
and then
say
Lauren,
that.
you know, the actress that plays Lauren said something like, she's an awful person. And it just, like, everyone said all that stuff.
I did hear they were shocked about the way that it was going to end the season. Yeah. So they're probably, like, because I think I was talking to my sister about it, and she was watching that thing too. And she was saying how they were all shocked that this happened.
Liza, the person who plays Liza, said that she was telling Hilary Duff, like, I need to tell you. Like, I don't know when it's going to have me tell you the secret, but I need to tell you. And I'm like, well, you didn't know.
It happened. But I think that just about covers this episode. I kind of want to get into what you guys think is going to happen next season.
Oh.
Well, I love that we know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a, like...
We all know this is easy.
Nice feeling.
Set up. Yeah. We all totally know what next season's going to look like. But yeah, let's get into some predictions.
All right.
Let's start with you, Allie.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I love Allie's predictions.
I know, me too.
Oh, thanks, guys. Okay. Oh gosh, now the pressure's on.
Yeah.
No. So my predictions. Okay, where can I start? I think Colin's gonna go on this like. I don't think he's gonna leave for good. I think he's gonna go away for a couple of months or whatever and do all this whole book thing. And he's gonna be like, Kelsey, I realize that I need love in my life, and like he's gonna feel all the regret and then like ask for her back, and she's gonna be like, that's gonna be kind of a struggle. So we'll see that later on in the season. As for Liza and Kelsey, I don't even know. I think that Kelsey is gonna be like, I don't know, can go one or two ways, and my predictions are kind of confusing me right now. Okay, so, like, I think that Kelsey is either going to go one way of, like, super, super duper, like, understanding, or she's going to out her to everybody, and it's going to be this whole thing in the company, and then Liza's going to be on her butt, and she's going to have to grovel and, like, figure out, and, like, then she's going to be like, oh, wait, maybe I don't love Josh anymore. Maybe I love Charles, and I've got to win Charles back, and then Josh is going to be, like, out of here, like, well, I knew this was gonna happen. Like, and then, like, she'll be, like, just bouncing back to everybody trying to build her relationships, and then she's gonna bounce back to Josh, and he's gonna be like, sorry. But
that is a really sad thing.
Yeah, it really makes season 4 like bright.
Well, I think it's gonna be great. I mean, obviously, I love the show,
I think it's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna be really interesting.
I think she needs Kelsey, but I'll get into that.
Okay.
What do you think, Rhelin?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I feel Kelsey and Liza's relationship probably won't be good. I don't know. I just feel like the workplace environment might be a little bit different now. Them working on Millennial together. Like, I feel like maybe if Kelsey might be a little like, I need this now. Like, this book deal signed today. Like, very like cold, not as friendly anymore.
Or something just came to me. What if Kelsey is like, I'm fine. You know what? I don't even want it anymore. I don't want any of it. And then she goes and she finds a great deal. Remember how that company wanted her? Oh, yeah. Maybe she gets a better deal and she's like, peace out. And they're like, why'd she leave, Liza?
Oh, shit.
Sorry. Back to you just like sparked that.
This is crazy. No, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, Kelsey and Liza's relationship is basically on the fritz. And then I don't know, which I knew last week because I said I honestly feel she's not going to end up with anyone, as though everybody wanted her to either choose Team Charles or Team Josh. And I don't know if she's going to. Maybe she might have a new love interest that's not either Charles or Josh.
I was going to say that.
There's some, I mean, you know, because it's kind of dragging on too long, like these teams, so there needs to be a new
interesting
new guy who she can be open with about everything and start fresh, because
agreed. Here's what I wish that would have happened, that there would have been almost flashbacks during this entire thing of Liza having just a shitty life, you know? That all of her ideas were shut down. Everything was shut down. And, like, this is almost why she was the way that she was. But we didn't see that, so we're just forced to think that what we see is kind of a selfish liar. Yeah. So I think that Kelsey, like I said earlier, she doesn't really have anyone else in this moment. So who is she going to go to? I think either Renee is right and she's going to flee and maybe go to another company. Or, you know what, I think that is probably is going to be what happens next season, but I think she'll obviously come back and still be a huge part of the show. And I kind of think that Liza's ex-husband is going to accidentally get hit by a bus or something.
That might happen.
With the divorce papers, because let's not forget, she hasn't signed them yet.
I have them.
True.
That would be rough.
So true.
Yeah, and you know, I think that Josh is such a big part of the show, and I don't think that actor like wants to go anywhere anytime soon. And he just deserves so much better. And I think that she is going to meet somebody else. It's going to be this new, it's like the new her when she's out to the world. Like she's somehow going to come out to the world. So it's going to be like the young girl, the 41-year-old, and you know, it's this new confident woman.
Interesting.
I like that. Yeah, I just don't know what the storyline of the show is going to be if everybody knows the secret.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's going to know next season. I think that it's going to start off with maybe no Kelsey, and I think we're just going to get a story of like, I don't know, Kelsey like was mad, I don't really know what happened, she said she'd think about things, whatever, and I think she's going to like really grow as a character because I think she was dependent on her friends, on her boyfriend, on her fiance for like a while. Yeah. I think she's going to grow a lot, and we're not going to see her for the first few episodes, and then maybe she'll pop up and then be like, listen, let's talk about it. That could mean going to a different company as well. I think that Liza is going to just be like miserable for the first few episodes, missing Josh, whatever, and then eventually I think they're going to decide on being friends, and I don't think it's going to be like, ooh, we're just friends. I think it's going to be like they're just friends. I think Josh is going to also grow as a person, because I think a lot of these characters who have been manipulated manipulated and lied to by Liza are going to be able to grow when she's not like suffocating them and twisting them up in all of her lies. And I also, gosh, I really like your prediction, and I just want to say I love the prediction of Richard going back with his wife, but I really don't want to see it because I love Diana Happy. I want to see her like get married or something, but I feel like it's like too hopeful.
That would be fun.
I kind of want to see Kelsey and Josh have not a relationship like that, but like like some type of friendship at least to like talk about how
to bond over crazy
Liza.
My God.
I would like that.
That would be awesome.
That's a good.
People have said that before, and I'd be real. I mean, like I know it'd be hard for Liza, but we need him around, and we need her around. I love them as just equally. So it's like, why not just put those Barbies together? And,
Oh my gosh,
I love that. But
that's great.
That would be weird.
This was such a fun season.
So much fun.
Like, I love this show, and I'm so excited to come back next season and talk about it. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want it to be over.
I know.
I'm so bummed.
I know.
What
We
are we
all,
gonna talk about
just
now?
so you guys know, we all came in tonight. We're like, I can't wait to talk about it. It's been such a good episode. But we're like, wait.
And now it's like
it's
the
over.
high is coming down.
Yeah, I know. But thank you all so much for tuning in and watching and listening our after show. We had so much fun doing it. But before we go, let's say goodbye where we can find each other.
Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching us this season. I'm Ali Nasta. You can find me on Twitter at Ali Nasta and on Instagram at Ali Girl.
Hey everybody, again, yes, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the new year. But you can find me on Twitter at Rhelin Taylor and on Instagram at Rhelin Taylor as well.
You guys can find me, Sam Davidson, at samdavidsonentertainment.com, Twitter and Instagram, SamD43. I want to thank Bella Noor Designs for this beautiful necklace and bracelets. So you're the best. Thank you. I will miss you all so much.
And I am Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel. And check out my blog, catslipstickla.com. I just did an article, How to Spot a Fuckboy from 10 Miles Away. And for all of us here at AfterBuzz, you can follow us on YouTube, on iTunes, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, at AfterBuzz TV. Bye, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And we'll see you next year.
See you next year.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
I think it was.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.